Hey, U.S. history students. Today we're going to jump into the Gilded Age with the industrialization of the United States. We're going to check out several reasons why the country grew economically during this time period of the late 1800s. All right, so the U.S. is expanding rapidly in the late 1800s, late 19th century due to several major technological innovations. Okay, and steel innovations are going to be a big deal. There's something called the Bessemer process, which replaces the older processes of making steel. It used to be really hard to make steel, but then in 1855, a guy named Henry Bessemer created the Bessemer process. And it used to take basically all day to make 5 tons of steel. But using this new Bessemer process, and now you can make 5 tons of steel in only 15 minutes. And so the steel that they're able to make so quickly is really strong. They're able to build buildings with it, lay railroad tracks, all kinds of stuff. So steel is helping push the country forward economically, and that's a big deal. Not only are we seeing a rise in steel due to the Bessemer process, but also steam power, coal, oil, all these new technologies and new innovations are coming into effect. Americans are learning how to use them to their advantage, how to help them make money and build things and do work faster and better than ever before. And so all of these things are pushing the country forward economically. And that's kind of the main idea of all of this is new innovations, new technology are really helping spur on growth and people making money and people building new things like never before in the late 1800s, the Gilded Age. Some other important inventions, we've got electricity being used, mainly along telegraph lines during its early period. Alexander Graham Bell creating the telephone, being able to talk to people over long distances is very important. Imagine your business, if you owned a business, before having a telephone, how long you'd have to wait to communicate with all of your factories, all of your customers, etc. Now, the phone, pick it up, talk, communicate through cities, across cities, to different parts of the country, and you can do business faster, better, more efficiently, and this is really helping the economy boom. And next is the light bulb. Imagine life before the light bulb. Imagine you are working in a factory and it's the middle of December and the sun goes down at 5 or 5:30 and you can no longer see. You got to shut down work. Well, after the light bulb is created, now you can work 12-hour shifts. You can work all night long. You can work as long as you need to. You can get more done. And so this is just another thing that's pushing industry forward, pushing America forward economically, and really helping the country boom during the Gilded Age. I want you to think booming economy when you think Gilded Age. I want you to think people making tons of money due to new inventions, new ideas, new things coming forward. Another major thing is in electric appliances and electric innovations is going to be refrigerators. So before refrigerators, you had what's called an ice box. Not very efficient. Had to keep putting ice in this thing. Now you have refrigeration. You can keep food colder. That's going to help stores. That's going to help you people in their homes. That's going to help be able to move meat across the country. You have refrigerated railroad cars. Electricity is also helping machines in factories. You've got subways, streetcars, all these new things that America had never seen before are really helping to push the country forward economically, technological-wise, and just really helping the country boom. All right, number 2, the next big thing that's really helping the country boom besides new innovations, new technology, is going to be the growth of railroads. The biggest of which that you need to know is called the Transcontinental Railroad. It connects coast to coast. After the Civil War, the decision was made to put it through the northern parts of the United States, and then crews of engineers and laborers got to work building track. One group started out west and started moving east. One group started out in the east and started moving west, and they met at a place called Promontory Point, Utah. And a main thing to remember here is that working out in the west are going to be mainly Chinese immigrants. Working out over in the east are going to be mainly European immigrants building the track from east to west. So like I said, they met in Promontory Point, Utah, 1869. And so now traveling from coast to coast just got way faster. So it used to take you several months to travel all the way across the continent. Now it only takes you a few weeks. The number 3 thing that's really helping push America forward economically during this time period is something known as the free enterprise system. Now, this is just what we call our economic system. It mainly means that you can produce and sell whatever you want to. You can buy whatever you can afford. There's no government telling you what you can and can't do. During this time period, there weren't a lot of laws telling businesses and people what they could and could not do economic-wise. And so that really set the stage and the foundation for businessmen to rise and really build huge businesses, make tons of money, use the new technology, use everything that they had to their advantage, and really build a booming economy during the late 1800s. All right, number 4, we see a development of a national market, which what that means is now you have the country is connected like never before. You've got the telephone, you've got railroads, you've got all different ways of communication, different ways of travel that are helping people to move people, move things, move products all across. You've got railroads, canals, all kinds of stuff. And so with all these new inventions, shipping is cheaper. You can move things faster, and so you see big businesses and big things kind of pop up and people selling all over the country. So no longer is it hard to ship things, cattle from Kansas to New York City, or to ship clothes from New York to Boston, or whatever you want to do. And so now you can kind of sell to a much wider audience, so you can build a bigger business and make more money. That's what a national market is. And so companies like Sears and Roebuck would spring up. They would mail out these kind of catalogs. You would flip through, you would send your money, and they would ship you whatever you ordered. It's almost like a ancient form of Amazon, where you kind of decide what you want and they ship it to you. And last but not least is the population boom is helping the economy push forward in the late 1800s because of a big boom. So if we look 1820 map, you can see the population mainly concentrated over here on the East Coast. By 1890, you see movement west. You see much more, many more people. And so what that's doing is it's creating more demand for goods. You got more people, you need more stuff. Businesses need to produce more, they get to sell more, they make more money. And what it also does, number 2, is provides cheap workers. You've got a lot of immigrants coming in, streaming in from Europe, streaming in from Asia over on the West Coast. And so what happens is they're looking for jobs. And so if you need workers, you have plenty. And there's so many that they're willing to work for cheap because they're fighting over the jobs. So it's great for businesses. High population is good for businesses for those 2 reasons.